Hello, my name is Megan Clausen, and I am a senior here at GCU. I grew up in Mesa, Arizona. I attended an evangelical free church that I still attend and volunteer at. My past 3 years here at GCU have really helped me gain a new and better solid self-concept. In early high school, I found a big part of my identity in being an athlete. I played volleyball my freshman and sophomore year, but I was cut my junior year for not being good enough. My self-esteem was very low after that experience. I had a negative orientation towards myself because I placed such a high value on being an athlete, and that's not who I was anymore. I thought I wasn't good enough. I remember sitting in my fifth period class, and my stomach dropped as the bell rang because I was going home and not to volleyball practice. Through this experience, I decided that I was going to try and do something better with my time. I went to my church office and I spoke to our 5th and 6th grade pastor, and I started volunteering at youth group on Wednesday nights. In a deeper reflection, I discovered that my athlete identity came from social comparison. My two closest friends were soccer players, and I went to their games to support them, and they went to some of mine. When I saw them excel in soccer or school or even how many other friends they had, I thought to myself, yeah, I'm not as good as them as this or that, but at least I'm a pretty good volleyball player. After all, I was the only one on my team that could spike a short middle set. Those friends were my biggest reference group, even though they were the people that I loved the most. Once I lost my identity that I had set for myself, I felt the weight of all the comparisons I had made. Luckily, in volunteering, I found a new and better identity. I was now simply a servant of God, which is a much more fulfilling and sustainable identity. My communication with others was better once I stopped comparing myself to them. I made a conscious effort to build up my friends and to make their successes something to celebrate and not something that I needed to compare myself to. Once my perception of them changed to being people that I needed to support rather than compare, I was able to be a much better friend. Then, as I became an official church leader, I learned that it was really important to me to be the same person as I was at church that I was in all other areas of my life. So that made me a lot more responsible. When I asked my girls things like, are you following your parents? I wanted to make sure that I was doing something, like listening to them, so that I wasn't hypocritical when I would ask them such things. One of the people that inspired me the most was my small group leader. Her name was Hallie. She encouraged me that getting cut from the volleyball was not the end of the world and that I was still a special person. I'm getting married this December, and I'm so excited for this next chapter of my life. My fiance grew up in my church too, and we were raised with the same values. Him being a part of my culture has made it so much easier to get to know him and feel comfortable in taking the next step of marriage. I am so thankful for my community and the identity that I have today. It has made me a more confident. It has brought me closer to God, and it brought me the person that I love the most.